Please give a hand to Jeffrey Martin.
Hi, everybody. We've got a video starting. Here we go. My name is Jeffrey Martin. I'm the founder and CEO of 360cities.net. We're a startup based in Prague, Czech Republic. We founded it in April 2007. It originally grew out of a project called Prague360.com, which was one of the earliest mashups combining maps with panoramic photography. That was started in 2004. That project was started after I discovered panoramic photography about 7 years ago. Most panoramic photographers will tell you the same thing. They discovered it from these compact digital cameras with a panoramic function where you take a row of photos, and after that it was all over. They didn't do any other kind of photography after that. So the next logical step after Prague360 was we discovered Google Maps. First, we didn't have Google Maps. It was very difficult to find any map of Prague. When Google Maps came out, it became quite obvious that this project could be applied to any part of the world, and that's exactly what we've done. To give you some numbers, 2 years ago the project had 7 photographers contributing. Now there are around 450 photographers. 2 years ago there were about 500 images in the network, and now there are around 20,000. So we've been growing really fast. A few points on how we actually survive as a company. There are 4 ways. One way is selling these virtual tours, these collections of panoramas to local businesses, either ourselves or through our networks of photographers and resellers around the world. Basically, we help these local photographers and resellers augment their local service and basically make their job easier. Another way is we do larger projects for specific industries, for example, airports, shopping centers, power plants, things like that. And we also are interested in licensing our entire data set or parts of it to various organizations that are interested in showing some of these images for themselves. And the 4th way that we make money, of course, is site sponsorship. Give you a quick history of the medium. Panoramic photography has existed in some form for more than 100 years, beginning with these huge cameras that went in a circle and had a piece of film running through it. This type of photography that you see here, you could call it interactive panoramas. So they're made to be viewed on a computer. You control them yourself. And this was invented about 12 years ago by a German physics professor named Helmut Dersch, who created a software called PanoTools, which was an open source collection of programs basically to help you join images together. Since then, a lot of other programs have been built on top of it, such as blending algorithms. So, you have 2 images. How do you, what line do you use to blend them, and how? Tools to help you find points in pairs of images that are overlapping, and things like that. So, in the last 12 years, the process of creating these images has become much, much easier. It's still far from automatic. It's quite difficult to make a perfect, seamless image like these. But it's getting easier all the time, and it's almost at the point where you can drag and drop some images. Most of these are made using a fisheye lens and a digital SLR. So digital SLRs are really common, fisheye lenses are not. So this is still a little bit of a barrier to making these images truly mainstream. What do we actually do? And how do we get these photographers to contribute their work to us? Basically, we provide a platform for people to upload their images, convert them to the appropriate file format, add metadata, publish, and distribute them. So besides viewing them on 360cities.net, you can see them on Google Earth, where we began to be featured late last year. If you install Google Earth, we're immediately available this has been a pretty big deal for us in terms of traffic, membership, and general recognition. And also we offer embedding of panoramas, so similar to a YouTube clip, you copy some code, put it on your blog, and you've got a panorama there. Why should you care about this stuff? Why does it matter? I believe that images like this are the meeting point where photographs become part of a map. These images aren't rectangles, they're spheres, so they're kind of a nice mathematical thing, and you know exactly what point the image is and what direction it's in. So you could consider these photos maps themselves. You know exactly where every part of the image is in the world. And you can call these points of interest. We're all talking about maps and points of interest. One kind of special difference with these is you actually go inside the point, and you are inside it, and you're looking around. So that's something that's kind of special about these. You could make the comparison to Google Street View, of course. It's a similar medium. I would like to consider that Street View is the journey. It's a navigational tool, and these images are the destination. We're continually getting more and more dense images around the world. And now we can all look at the world and explore it through street maps and aerial images and 3D buildings. And I think it won't be long before you'll be able to really go from one part of the world to another one only through images, without even using a map. Just going from one image to the other. Where is it going? What's the future of this medium? There are a few ways that this can be extended. The first obvious one is annotation. So here we've got the images, and we want to let people make notes on them, to put links in them, to attach videos to them. One of the obvious next steps would be to attach traditional photography to these. So Flickr, with its billions of images, certainly has some overlap. Panoramio, with its geotagged images, has some overlap. So I can imagine the day when we'll have panoramas, but you can turn something on and view the hundreds of other photographs that might be overlapping. They might have been taken from the same point or a few meters away. Another futuristic part of VR photography is 3D. We've got a few 3D panoramas on 360 cities. Unfortunately, you need these 3D glasses with the red and blue lenses. Maybe you have some at home hidden in a box. I had them in a box for 3 years, and finally I found them, and I was able to actually see it on the site. I was happy about that, but it kind of taught me that as amazing as it was, and it was amazing, they're not really going to become mainstream. I think probably fewer people have 3D glasses than fisheye lenses, so that's not going to happen. There's the idea of augmented reality, so we can use these panoramas as a basis and a reference to what we're actually looking at in the world. That I can imagine will be happening very, very soon in the next year or two. And then finally, there's a panoramic video, which is a very obvious extension. First, you have a still image, then you have a moving image. So there have been a few examples of this, but it hasn't really become common. I can imagine in the next 5 years it will become a consumer product that you can buy, like a flip video camera, that people will actually buy and use easily. And that's something that I'm very excited about. That's all the time I've got today. If you want to reach me, it's Jeff, Jeff, at 360cities.net. Thank you.